Okay, so this question is talking about a quadratic sequence. Well, what we've got to remember about quadratic sequences is that they involve a squared term and possibly a linear term as well. So we have so many n squareds where n is a term number. If n is 1, 2, 3 and 4, n squared would be 1, 4, 9 and 16, and we can see that this sequence is not going to be straightforward, so I'm going to do the differences. So 4, 12, 24 and 40, and the differences there is 8, so n was 1, 2, 3, 4. The difference there was 8, the difference here is 12, the difference here is 16, the difference here is 4, the difference here is 4. So this tells me that we're going to be doing 2n squared. Reason it's 2n squared is because we know it's a squared rule because of the quadratic part of the wording there. And we know it's going to be 2n squareds in the rule because when we get to the second level of difference, we halve this. Right, so when we do 2n squared then, if n squared is 1, double it is 2, if n squared is 4, double it is 8, n squared is 9, double it is 18, n squared is 16, double it is 32. And what we notice then is to get from here to here, right, so we're short by 2, we're short by 4, we're short by 6, we're short by 8. And what we recognise then is that this is adding 2, adding 2 and adding 2, so this is just the 2 times table, so 2n, so 2n is 2, 4, 6, 8. So the overall rule is 2n squared plus 2n. Now, if n is 5, then we've got 2 times 5 squared plus 2 times 5, so that's 50 plus 10, so 60. Now, that means the answer here is 60. Now, what I've done there is the hard way of doing this kind of question, because I've gone through and shown you how to work out the n squared rule for a quadratic sequence. If I'd read the question carefully and not rushed, then all it said is work out the next term of the sequence. Well, if we notice the next term, then here we had to add 8, here we had to add 12, here we had to add 16, so here we'd have to add 20. So 40 plus 20 equals 60. So that would have been a quick way of getting the answer to this question, by just using the pattern of differences to get the next term. However, some of you all want to push on to the higher levels, and if you have to find the nth term rule for a quadratic sequence, then this particular part here is the method to use. Okay, so sorry if that seemed harder than it needed to be. Just a lesson in read questions carefully and don't rush.